he had to find the middle. It's Alexa!
Hello, everyone. I am your suburban country girl, meaning that in 3rd grade, I lobbied hard for my parents to get me goats. Of course, I had to settle for chickens, but we all have to make compromises. So I have 3 chickens, and boy, they have very different personalities. So my first one, her name is Luna. You know, we name our chickens after Harry Potter characters. So she's a Buff Orrington breed, which is a, blonde French breed. She's like a skinny, pretty blonde, and whenever she talks, she's like this. She's like, like she's so delicate and sweet, and boy, she is a privileged poultry. Like one time, I was cleaning out the cage, and she's just like sitting there staring at me, and she's like, I'm like, Luna, if you want to go and lay an egg, like you can, there's nothing preventing you. But then she just sits there and like stares at me. So then, I look around, I'm like, okay, what should I put in? Oh yeah, a cushion. So I find a cushion and I put it in. And then of course Luna, she goes, hops, lays an egg, fluffles a bit. I'm like, okay, whatever. All right, so that's Luna. Ginny, on the other hand, boy, she is like the opposite of Luna. She's a Rhode Island red, so she's, very American chicken from Rhode Island. And when she talks, she's like this. She's like, gawk, 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 gawk. Like she's like your typical obnoxious American. She is more American than apple pie. So one time, I was going into the shed, and I was looking behind the tub where we have the grain to, get some chicken scratch. And I look behind, and I see this nest of dead baby mice. So then Luna and Ginny, they're following me. At first Luna comes up and she takes one look at the mice and she's like, I'm like, yeah, me too, Luna. Is right. Meanwhile, Ginny, you know what she does? She walks over, she takes one look, and she starts eating it. She's like, I'm like, Ginny, you're gonna get like E. coli or something like that. It's not healthy. But then she just turns to me and she's like, well, nice is nice. And then my last chicken, boy, at first she seems pretty dumb, which is interesting because her name is Hermione, and Hermione's supposed to be smart. So, when she drinks from the trowel, she kind of drinks like this, and she lets it dribble down her chin, and she's like, ooh. And then Luna, Luna always drinks next to her. So then she turns to Hermione and starts pecking her throat to get the water driplets. She's like, thup, thup, thup. I'm like, Luna, why are you doing that? That's so mean. But then she just turns to me and she's like, I'm just helping her wipe her mouth because she has no manners. But Hermione, boy, she might act all dumb, but she is not dumb. When she talks, she's Americana chicken, so she's from South America. So when she talks, she's like, and she is so loud that the neighbors called the cops on us. So you can be sure that we have a chicken coop behind the trash cans, behind a fence, behind another barbed wire. In case the police want to deport her, because you know how those egg whiters are, let's make eggs white again. Let's get rid of these Americanas who lay blue eggs. I would eat green eggs. Would you all eat green eggs? They taste pretty good. Yeah, I'll eat anything. Well, except for dead mice. I'm not Ginny. But, yeah, because, whenever I go out with my dad, we go to Outback, and he always orders a salad because he's trying to, be on a diet, lose weight. And then me, I order, the biggest steak with this, big juicy lobster tail and some potatoes, because, I'm trying to pack on the calories. So then we go, and, of course, they get our orders mixed up. They give me the salad and the steak to my dad, and I turn to the server, and I'm like, look, this is how you make a gluten-free sandwich. You take a lobster tail, and you put it in between 2 steaks. Of course, they look at me like I'm crazy, because, girls aren't supposed to eat. That's a stereotype that's out there, I suppose. Talking about stereotypes, there are some things that have not changed since medieval times. For example, let's play a game. It's called Snoop Dogg or Faust. So, we're reading Faust in class, and this is a line. Faust says this. He says, "All I need is a puff of weed, a buxom lass, and a mug of beer." Which, that pretty much translates to 420, banging thick chicks, and Coors Light. Totally the kind of stuff that we should be learning in school, right? And then, Faust, he makes a deal with the devil because he wants to fall in love with the most beautiful and virginal girl in town. I mean, the devil. Even the devil, who's all about, grabbing by the bodice, he's like, look, can't you go for the buxom lasses, at least they want it? Meanwhile, Faust, he's all like, oh, that just takes all the pleasure of the race out of it for me. So then Faust, he goes to church, because that's a perfect place to pick up girls, He goes to church, he stalks her, she runs away, she goes to her room, it's nighttime, she's getting ready for bed, and there's Faust at the window, like this. Just like staring at her, because that's perfectly normal. And then of course she notices him, and she's like this, trying to cover herself, but she's also trying to close the window at the same time, which is pretty hard. So she's doing that, and then, of course, Faust, he just opens the window, hops in, and yeah. I mean, we have progressed, instead of grabbing girls by the bodice, we grab them by the #MeToo. Another thing that really bothers me is the fact that, some guys, they always want to put their penis on everything.
Sorry.
It's just, in the United States, when we hang flags, we have the American flag, the military flag, the rainbow flag. We have a bunch of flags. When you go to Florence, what flag do you have? You have the penis flag. That's exactly what I want to see when I'm on a school trip looking at the, art of Leonardo da Vinci, and I see, a little penis flag waving at me in the wind, And then, when you walk through the streets of Florence, you see all these little gift shops, and they have stuff like the little statuettes to buy. They have, Leonardo da Vinci dolls for the kids. And they also have aprons for grandma that have, a six-pack here and a little penis down there. Exactly something I'll give to my grandma, And then, when you're hungry, you can go out to lunch. So I went out to lunch with my friends, and she orders a big bowl of penne, because, pasta's good.